We'll see if Bill Cosby gets a new sitcom on NBC. You know, he got acquitted. He's out.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Overturned by the court. I haven't read any of the details. My brother sent me this morning. Goes, you believe this? I go, no. So here it is. This is the first time I'm reading it, so I don't know what's going on. Pennsylvania's High Court overturned Bill Cosby's sex assault conviction Wednesday after finding an agreement with the previous prosecutor prevented him from being charged in the case. Cosby has served more than 2 years, that's it, of a 3 to 10 year sentence at a state prison near Philadelphia. He vowed to serve all 10 years rather than acknowledge any remorse over the 2004 encounter with the accuser. He was charged in late 2015. The court said that the district attorney, Kevin Steele, who made the decision to arrest Cosby, was obligated to stand by his promise not to charge Cosby when he later gave potentially incriminating testimony. All right, there was no evidence that promise was ever put in writing.
Wow.
They said that overturning the conviction and barring any future prosecution is the only remedy that can support. All right, I don't get it. Why? So, does anybody know why?
Yeah, anyone got this?
It was based on
The trial
one
judge had
particular accuser, though. So all the rest had expired.
Hold on. The trial judge had allowed just one other accuser to testify at Cosby's first trial when the jury deadlocked. However, then he allowed 5 other accusers to testify at the retrial.
Wow.
Let me go all the way down here.
Yeah, what's online? Is online like, is everybody like, yay, or is everybody like, how dare you?
This just came out.
I haven't even seen much about it.
I mean,
Me neither. I saw it, so I was like, oh, current event, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he'll be offered a sitcom anytime soon.
No?
You don't think ABC's like, hey, come with us now?
Do a reboot of Fat Albert?
Hey, we know you got those crazy eyes.
Not when that many women, with the same story come out.
So wait, he was sent to prison for something in 2014 or 2004.
Well, something like that, because it was the statute of limitations had not yet run out.
Keep scrolling down,
But
Chin.
there were so many women with the same story.
So he was
Come on
found
now.
guilty.
Decision will not dampen.
My hope is that the decision will dampen the reporting of sexual assaults by victims. We still believe that no one is above the law, including those who are rich and famous.
And that's the difference between a society that's a rule of law versus rule of man. You understand? Rule of man, there's always the saying, like, if you're a certain guy, you're untouchable, like a king or whatever. This society was based on the idea that no one is above the law, ladies and gentlemen. Our first lesson of today. Teacher Bryant's in the house.
I still don't understand how it got off.
Here's what I worry about.
They said split, and then also like what did it say? They couldn't reach.
I scrolled through it early this morning. I think they said something about because they used the testimony of people who accused him and the statute of limitation had already reached its limit. So it influenced the jury because they couldn't do anything on them. So it influenced the jury to convict him.
Yeah, judges are very specific. Like, I've been on a jury before. I was on a attempted murder trial. And it literally all hinged. The reason these guys went away for like 15 years was because they made a U-turn. They made a U-turn where they didn't have to, which proved that they came back to try to shoot the guy. Okay, and it was that little detail. And the judge said, "I don't care about any of that. You're not allowed to even deliberate or really talk about the other things. This is resting on did they make that turn?" And somehow the turn was kind of like it said you couldn't do a U-turn, and there was no reason for them to do it. Unless
they were going back.
15 years of their life hinged on the jury saying, and all of us were like, "Well,
leave that up for a second."
The only reason,
because it kind of says right there, it says he should have never have faced charges after striking a non-prosecution deal with the previous district attorney more than 15 years ago. So that probably came out that
2005
a non-prosecuction deal.
Yeah, that's
years
right,
ago.
because
there you go.
He worked. They worked out a deal with him, which is so weird.
So he got off on some technicalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did a deal.
Because the prosecutor, the DA has to look and say, what are the chances of conviction? And remember, DAs are political. They want so whenever they talk about like Kamala Harris, right? They want a 99% conviction rate. It looks good. It means you're tough on crime and you're consistent. So all those little like things. So when you get caught on,
people away.
If you get caught on like you were smoking weed they're not interested in really putting you in jail. They want you to plea out
numbers.
though, because it's still a conviction
Yep.
rate. It's still like you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're,
Yeah, no, I
Shane,
know
if
exactly
you
what you're
type
saying.
in why did Bill Cosby get off, what's
Yeah.
it say? I'm sure there's a layman's term there. I mean, obviously he did a deal 15 years ago, which it seems like is why he got
Yeah.
off.
He released.
After conviction vacated, Bill Cosby officially overturned the conviction,
Denied protection against self-incrimination.
ordered his release from prison after finding that he was denied protection against self.
It's so complicated.
So he's
So maybe he was forced to testify, or maybe they were using the testimony that when they deposed him and they weren't supposed to because he had made a deal 15 years
Oh,
ago.
there it goes. Yeah, had given Mr. Cosby his assurance they would not be charged in the case.
Yeah.
So that news was presented in court that he would never be prosecuted.
And so then he spoke, so you can talk and tell your story, and you can't use that story against that same person 15 years later. That's probably what it was. That's crazy, though, man.
that was surprising
Wow.
when I saw him. Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
no way.
Damn.
He was still, even when he was like going through the court stuff, he was still doing stand up, like selling out shows and shit.
The question is, will he continue to now?
Oh, I bet he does. Yeah.
I think his last special was in like 2015
Yeah.
or something like that.
How many specials did he have? We counted 21, 22.
ton.
Yeah.
21?
Something crazy
Monster.
like that. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Monster.
Well, if you watch, what was it on Seinfeld? And you watch Seinfeld and Chris Rock talking about seeing him. And they were like, dude, it was as good as anything
everyone
I've
says
ever
that.
seen.
He's a monster.
Yeah. So,
Comedy monster, not like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked. I think Rogan asked that question. He was like, "Man, it must be crazy because he's really close with Harvey Weinstein. He's the one who produced all his movies, gave him money for the movies.
Wow.
That was his partner. He was like a father figure to me.
Wow.
He's like, it was it's sad what happened to like it's sad that he did that and like
Yeah.
but he did say what was I thought was interesting is he said anybody who was in his like realm, like in his like circle, knew what was going on.
Of
Like
course.
he's like any of those big stars you saw him with, everyone was familiar with all the stories.
It's same-
We didn't know
With Cosby?
With
Or
all those guys.
Weinstein.
All those
Any of those
guys.
guys.
All those guys always had a rep. you
Yeah,
know?
but with Weinstein, like Quentin Tarantino was saying, like anybody who was in his atmosphere
Yes.
has heard the stories. Like we all knew the stories. Nobody knew about rape, but we knew like Quentin Tarantino was like, he was like, and by mistake, like I chalked up to like him chasing the secretary around the room. Like it was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he was like, we knew he was like, all about girls, but nobody knew to what extent. He's like, if anybody tells you different, anybody in this circle knew what was going on.
Well, I did because my girlfriend of many years had that experience. She was one of the first people to come out against Harvey
I
Weinstein.
remember she told us that.
Yeah, and she told me, and then I found out that a lot of actresses had that story. So I knew about that 15 years ago. But you also knew he was to do business with Weinstein. Like, remember, two of my friends had a deal with him. They did the thing. They were like, I go, how'd it go? He goes, it didn't go through. I go, why? He goes, well, he just lies, and he's just unabashed. He's just a liar, like a straight up liar. And it is what it is. It's who he is.
Damn.
Yeah.
How does someone get in like that, though?
Because he was really good at
he's
knowing
good at
what
what he does.
scripts were going to work.
He's good at what he does.
Super good. And he understood
He's really good
film
at what he does.
and story.
That's
better.
the only reason anybody put up with it.
Yeah.
You don't look
'Cause
like
he-
that and not be
You
talented.
talked to a big agent about that. The agents were like, he was just so
No, you
talented.
talked anyway. Yeah, he's stupid talented. Having an eye
And
for
just
it.
have an eye for movies
And you look
and
at his resume like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, monster.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Came
Quentin
with a price.
Tarantino on Marin, it's